another county jail inmate dies, and this time it is in a hospital instead of actually being within the jail. Um, I mean, the problem. I mean, this is the tenth person this year, just this year alone. When are people going to realize that the real answer to ensuring people don't die in jail is to make sure that they're not in jail?
Right?
My thing is like every time we get a new article about another death in the jail, the picture, their mugshot of the detainee that died, it's very obvious that these are people who shouldn't have been taken to the jail in the first place. Like obvious health issues that you can tell from a picture something is not right with this person. They probably need a little bit more special care. And it's just complete negligence. Like what? Like why? Why is this acceptable? Why do we just keep letting it happen? Why did we vote to build a new, bigger fucking jail whenever, like, we can't even keep people alive in the one that we have now?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's never gonna be okay. It's never gonna be good enough. People in power need to step the fuck up and figure out why this is happening. Because this doesn't happen in the Tulsa County Jail like this. It doesn't. This is the one jail in the entire state where we see somebody die almost every 2 freaking weeks. 10 deaths in 1 year. We're 7 months into this year. It's just
Yeah,
unacceptable.
I mean, there's only like 20 deaths in Rikers in New York City, which is like a jail that is way, way, way bigger than ours, like 4, 5, 6 times as big. And so we're like per capita. I mean, our deaths are just outrageous. I mean, I think we are. Oklahoma County is the deadliest jail in the country. Sorry, just catching up on a comment. What can we do here? Publicly shame them? I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of flew off today on Twitter, and I didn't tag any of them, but a lot of them follow us, so I'm sure they hate it when I do this. Like, they hate being called out. They hate being criticized. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the press corps. Like, I mean, even these articles on the jail deaths, it's like they never ask questions. They never try to come up with a narrative of like why maybe these people shouldn't be dying in jail. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's relationships to some extent. I mean, there are really good PR people who get stories placed. I mean, usually it's for corporations and powerful special interests, but, if lay people can get out there, if, just citizens, go talk to your reporters. I mean, try to encourage them to, like, not just go to, like, the Democratic Party or Emily Virgin or, some establishment person to get a quote, but, like, come to us or the ACLU or, like, like, there are a lot of people, or just hit them up and say, hey, I have thoughts on this, or, I mean, especially if you are a person who has, like, something to say on this, I mean, like, Walker's on our board, but I mean, I'll give him a shout out. Like, he's a therapist, like he does mental health. So, I mean, like, he's really strongly worded when he criticizes, or wants to weigh in on, a criminal justice mental health related case. But I would encourage anybody who has a story, just hit reporters up. I mean, they're people. And I don't, like, mean to drag them. Like, I like a lot of them as people, but it's like, God dang, sometimes it's frustrating. Because the other story I'll tell real fast is just securitization. I mean, we've been talking about that on here since it happened, but that's these huge rate hikes that OG&E got and ONG for overpaying for natural gas during the winter freeze last year. I mean, I talked to a reporter for an hour and a half one day last December, and they ended up writing this, like, puff piece that didn't investigate a single thing I told them about. It's like, I don't, like, I can't write your story for you. Like, you have to do some journalism, and they just let these extraordinarily powerful people. And then 3 months later, the Supreme Court calls out John O'Connor for not doing his job. It's like, well, I told you that in December, that you should probably be investigating that because he's not doing his job. You could have broke that story, and instead they release a story a day after Christmas about how are Oklahomans going to pay for their high utility bills? Like, we'll find out. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just... And then these like real injustices keep happening. So anyway, the Frontier did do an article after decades of deaths and security issues. Oklahoma County voters vote yes on the new jail, and they do kind of a follow up to the bond vote, but it's like, I don't know. And they quoted Sean Cummings, who were, they did a lot of work on this, but there were a lot of people that weighed in on this that, like, you should have written this article 3 weeks ago. Like, when it would have changed things and helped, define this debate.
No New Jail, okay, has been putting out stuff in order to raise money for the bail project, and honestly, like, it's expensive, but that's the only way that we can think about getting folks out right now. I know there's some talks about where the new jail could potentially be, and I think it just makes sense if they're in the same area as like some of like the other like housing resettlement agencies and stuff like that. So
what would be hilarious if they proposed to build this jail on the east side? It wouldn't actually be hilarious. It'd be really infuriating. But it's like,
But that's the rumor, and that's what's so frustrating about the Yes campaign is they ran a detailless, vapid, campaign about fix the jail. Never were they questioned where it's. I mean, they were questioned, but like the reporters just let them get away with like not answering. I mean, the two places I've heard are somewhere like Spencer-ish area or near the airport, both of which I assume will lead to massive fights because nobody wants it in their backyard. So I mean, like, it is a massive expense devoid of like many of the details you need it to be successful. Instead of investing in the things that so many of us have been screaming about for years, diversions, bonding people out, mental health, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like you're going to invest $300 million in a plan that really remains to be seen. Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.